Well, happy Friday, everybody. We are going to get back to unconventional stuff and attempt some data recovery on this device. This device, I did go ahead and disassemble it and diagnose it. It's actually a MP3 music player kind of thing. Got a little USB plug that spins out to the side. You can see well, actually, you can't see that. Uh, Little nub right there is a hinge that the USB kind of swings on. And it appears that the USB cord has gotten kind of ripped apart because of partly the way they designed it and mostly from the way that they actually put it together. They kind of melted it from the get-go. This is fun. Now, the device itself works, but USB interface will not work, and my daughter was really sad about not having copies of the music that was on the device. She wants it back, so let's see if we can do some recovery. Go ahead and reposition this camera, and we will get on with it. It might take me a moment to get these tightened down. There we go. All right. If we can find a good vantage point here, right there at the USB, which looks really blurry to me, so let me back this up. See if we can find a good angle that it will actually pick up the lighting from. In this corner right here where the cord is, where it connects, right here, you can see some silver from one of the wires, and then the two data wires right here are broken in half. I know that's really hard to see. These things are really, really, really small. For comparison's sake, this is a normal screwdriver. So these are pretty small little circuits here. If I had a quarter, I'd throw it out, but I don't. So what we're going to do is we are going to very carefully flip this thing over. We're going to remove the leads for these solder points right here, and we're going to put in a new cord, see if we can plug it into the machine and pull the data back. Let's go ahead and grab our nice hot soldering iron and start to desolder some of this stuff. And actually, before we do that, we need to clean off this tip here. Go ahead and clip this stuff off. Pull us out a little piece and make sure it's got just a little bit of a spread in the middle. And get a tiny bit of flux on there. All right, now we're ready. We might even get to do some keg stands when we get done. All right, so we're gonna bend this wire out of the way. See, when they started this on here, they melted the rubber sheathing. It's all messed up and all goobered on there. I wonder if I can just peel some of this off to get it out of the way without messing up that LCD screen there. Don't want to short anything else out. Never know if this type of repair is going to work because the USB portion of it, when you plug it in, it has malfunctioned in a voltage fashion. So it has potentially shorted the pins already. Never know if that's fried anything underneath of it. Let's make sure this is centered on what we're working on. There we go. And let's make sure I can see what's going on. This copper stuff is fun because you can't pinch the copper with your fingers, because the moment you touch that soldering iron to this copper, the rest of that wire is really hot. So let's soak up some of this stuff. Let's keep feeding it copper. Try not to breathe these fumes in, because they've got lead. Yep, even holding on the plastic, that is hot. Make some molten metal. That does not want to come off of there. Cool that copper down. Maybe bend and spread that just a little bit. Make it a little easier to soak up. Good old Radio Shack brand. I think that's completely upside down. There you go. Radio Shack brand's desoldering braid. Wish we still had a Radio Shack around here. All right, so that's going to take a little bit of extra heat to get some of this stuff off of here. It must be that no lead solder. All right, so one of those pins is clean. Actually, before I forget, let's make sure our audio levels are okay. They seem to be. All right. Go ahead and get some more of this garbage solder off of here. All right, get us some fresh stuff. And try not to melt the plastic board. It looks like we've got most of the stuff that was hanging off. That's good. That's a plus. This stuff is just really small. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. One more spot here. There we go. Sweet. So now I should be able to start pulling out cords. We will need to get this over here and peel off some of this plastic that's now crumbly. Oh yeah, this is going to be fun. All right. As we hit the solder on here, I'll have to do it quick because that's going to get hot. Oh, nope. I'm going to need some pliers. That got too hot too quick. All right. What do we have? We have nothing. We do not have the correct tools to perform this. All right. Let's just keep getting burned over and over. Ow. There we go. It felt like it popped through. Yep, now that first one did pop. Go ahead and get the second one. Ow. Well, maybe we can, let's see if I can find some alligator clips or something like that. Let's dig through some of the materials here. There we go. Just grab some blank alligator clips because I do not have the correct types of needle nosers. All right, let's use that to pull on. That'll give us just a little bit of a buffer. That stuff is hot. All right, so we got more of it out. And we stab ourselves with the soldering iron. Feels good. So we'll rock this one back and forth. Looks like the ground wire is much longer than the other wire through the hole. Oh yeah, that's taking a lot of heat. That's in there pretty good. Yep, that was through and spread. So we have one wire left. That is the ground. Wow, that thing is through there pretty well. It does not want to pull out. They at least made one good solder joint. It should pull out any time here. There we go. And now the thing's getting hot. Let's go ahead and peel off this stab mark burn where it soldering iron got me. Nice. That's good and cauterized. All right. Now we get to clean up this area here. If I can find a direction where we can actually see that. That is this way. There we go. So now you can see the little leads where that actually came through. open these holes up. And it looks like my tip is getting loose. Well, let's actually go ahead and correct that real fast. Let's see, how's our underneath doing? Oh, wow. Yeah, let's hit from the other side real fast. That's why we're getting clogged up. Need a better alligator clip stand, but this is what I have. This is what we'll use. All right, need to get that rubber and plastic off of there, not rip off any resistors. It looks like we're just a little bit too close still. There we go. Kind of rub that solder off. Let's see. We can grab the rest of it. It's almost through. One of the holes is completely through. All right. Now let's make sure on both sides that we do not have any solder touching the other circuits. This side is clean. This side does not appear to be touching, but it's not clean. So let's hit that one more quick time here. Right in that middle spot. There we go. Close enough. Now here's what we're going to do. We have a DP, a DM, a ground, and I cannot read this label. Should be plus, plus 5 volt. Let's compare it to the wires that we have here. So here's our ground. That's over here. So there's our plus 5 volts is that stranded red copper. And we've got data pins, and we've got a nice ground wire. Let's look up, just for giggles here, what the actual pinout is supposed to be. USB pinout colors is, yep, red is 5V plus, white is data minus, green is data plus. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take this cord. This is a Samsung charger, just any Android, and it's been pulled out, it's ruined, it's all that good stuff, but this end of it's still just fine. Let's go ahead and unwind this. We're going to clip this end off, toss that away, and then we're going to strip this down into its individual components. We're going to need a little bit of length on the outer coating here. Oh wow, that thing's like Play-Doh. It's not not coming apart as one piece. Let's see what we can do with that. Oh my, that is like clay. What the hell did they make this out of? And we got one little runner here that we're going to pull off. Clean that wax garbage off of there. Then I'm going to shove this out of the way so I don't knock it down into the keyboard. Let's see what we have. We have an outer shielding wire. That could, let's find out here before we make too many assumptions. Go ahead and peel that back. Then we have a shielding. Let's see here. It should be rolled, and it is, yeah. All right. So that outer shielding is not the ground wire. In some instances, back in the day, they were. In this case, it does not appear so. So we have these 4 little teeny tiny wires that are about as big around as a piece of hair. Well, a little bit thicker than that, I guess. Oh wow, this stuff is dusting up like hell. Hopefully that's not made of anything toxic. Because, yep, that is busting all up. All right, so I'm guessing DP is data plus, DM is data minus. It says here that our data plus is the green, so we need to go red, green, white, black. Let's see if we can strip these wires down just a ever so tiny bit. Like not even shit. Nope, that is a fingernail strip. Maybe, if I can even get it with a fingernail. All right, we're going to need to find a razor blade. Dewey has razor blade. Let's go find one. All right, now I know the tip of this is dull, so we're going to have to go further back on the on the blade there. All right, let's since I boogered that up with my fingernails, let's go ahead and make us some clean cuts right there. We're going to make some really, really, really small cuts onto this, like not even a 1/16 of an inch here. There we go. Now let's do a fingernail. Maybe. Son of a bitch, are we going to have to burn these off? Let's try some other pins. Red one looks nice and scored. These things are just too small to work with. Hey, we got one of them. Maybe I just didn't try hard enough the first time. All right, so we got the black wire. Let's get the white wire. Nice. Got two of them. Three of them. Go ahead and grab this red wire. Yep, there we go. Well, maybe it was a combination of scoring it and being really desperate with that tool. All right, so we do need to kind of twist these up a tiny bit. Make them small so they'll fit through the holes nicely. We need our flux. We're just going to dip these bastards all down on there at the same time because I am lazy. There we go. So there's not much on each one, but that acid is enough to clean it as it solders. Let's see, what was ours? Red, green, white. Make sure that we just kind of keep them in that order so we don't accidentally forget. All right, now we need to tin all these wires. So we're going to need some solder. This is going to be really, really super easy, right? These wires are so small that we don't need to actually put solder on the wire. Oh, wow, that melted a lot of the sheathing. We just put a little solder on the iron. It'll go ahead and tin our wires, and it'll melt the rubber there. Wow. Okay. And let's clean off our iron. Because I also don't have a nice cleaning station. Get a little bit of solder on us here. That's just a little bit too much. Wipe some of that. There we go. Wipe some of that off. And let's attach wires. The ground wire looks like it's going to be the hardest to do. Let's go ahead and do that first. And we'll try to put it at an angle so that it doesn't do anything stupid. Oh yeah, that's gonna pull back a lot. So let's bend this one out of the way. And let's grab the next one. When you're soldering, you never put the heat on the wire directly. I mean, unless you're tinning it or something like that, or connecting two wires. You always put the heat on the circuit, and then allow the wire to just kind of poke through or into the molten metal. Right, so that's our data minus pin, and we are still clean from the next pin over. There's no solder overlapping. That one's nice and dry. And last one. That looks too close for comfort. Let's try that again. There we go. All right. What I see is 4 wires that are attached and do not appear to be connected to any of the others. But we have had quite a bit to drink. So let's find out. We've got our trusty cheap-ass meter here. When we touch them together, if you can hear this, let me stick the microphone close. When we touch the leads, that will make noise. We got nothing there. Nothing. Actually, okay, so I was just getting too close. So the ground and the data minus are good. Ground data plus are good. And ground 5 volts are good. Let's try it the other way. Data minus to plus, nothing. Data plus to power, nothing. Let's try data plus to data minus, and nothing. Sweet. So that means every wire is independent. We did not over solder. Let's grab this coil cord here, plug it in. Before we get too far, let's plug it into another machine, make sure it doesn't spark or anything. No sparks. And hey, look at that. It says USB PC. Son of the bitch. Let's see if it shows up as a mass storage device. Let's see, there's disk drives. Let's pull up USB and plug her in. And it looks like we'll be able to pull back some data. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Not too bad. Or as the tipsy bartender would say, and there you have it. Well, this might take a moment to get stabilized here. There we go. So yeah, that's one way to do some type of data recovery from various devices. Go ahead and you find, let's see, where is this cord here? There was a fulcrum on that, if I can locate it around here. But the cord itself that was plugged into it, the USB was not fixed. It actually like folded back into the device and came out, and then you plug it in to put new stuff on it, and then it folds back in place. So that is the first place to check, is where the cords actually come out to it. I wish I had better camera stuff to show all that kind of garbage, but yeah. Every once in a while, though, when you get this type of issue, it will have shorted the device inside because the positive wire just hit a data pin and it shorted out the chips, and you're just fucked because that's how those work. Now, if you get to a real lab, they can pull that back, but they're going to charge you $1,500 for it. Are your couple MP3s worth $1,500? Probably not. So that would not make it to one of the real recovery labs. You can't send this shit to OnStar unless you're going to pay the money. But not too bad. I'll drink to that. So yeah, now we have a slightly working USB device. I'm not going to reassemble it or anything. I'm just going to pull the data from it. It was a $20 Walmart MP3 player to begin with. She's got a cell phone now. She can just put the music on her phone and hopefully keep a copy of it this time. Good times. But yeah, we will go ahead and clean up all of this garbage around here and get back to it. But thank you for joining. Been fun. Till next time, we should play a couple more different types of games. That was different yesterday, attempting to play the Genshin Impact. Got one conversation in this ear that nobody can hear, and one conversation I'm trying to have over here that was kind of difficult. So I'm going to have to make some concessions to get that accomplished a little bit better. Hopefully, everyone will be able to actually hear the entire conversation next time. But that was kind of on the fly. I hadn't really played that game much before, but it seems decent. It's free, so we'll do it. Having said that, we'll try out the new effect on the lights there. There we go. That's going to be one of the new door entry effects once I get the door sensors, motion sensors, and all that kind of crap on the door. When you open the door walking in, then it would do something like make some runners down the side or something stupid and that kind of thing. I'm a nerd. What can you expect? But yeah, thank you for joining. Until next time, stay safe.